Hey YouTube, today's video, thank you for watching. This week's video of Hobby Talk Tuesday, this has been on my mind this week. I wanted to talk about the state and I think like the future of Metazoo, how it's going right now. Just some thoughts. I'm not a professional advisor or anything like that. I don't get paid by Metazoo. They don't give me free stuff. Actually, I've had a very difficult time getting certain things from Metazoo, but that's part of this video. So it's been very interesting watching how this game has progressed over time. Of course, came out on fire with the first edition Cryptid Nation boxes. There's definitely, as things have developed, you can tell there's a small group of very rabid, I don't even know if they're Metazoo fans, but they're fans of trying to control the market of Metazoo and, hijacking Metazoo products, and especially more recent like limited releases. And very sad. I think they're ruining their own hobby because they try to corner the market on more limited releases and then jack the prices up. Very annoying, and really caused me not to even want to have anything to do with the Metazoo for a long time. But I liked the cards so much that I gave it another chance. And then like the second edition Cryptid Nation boxes came out, and actually was able to get them very cheap. You can still get them for I think like $75 to $80 a box, which is a phenomenal deal. And they're actually pretty limited. They're not first edition, but they only made I think 65,000 boxes of it. But once I got some of those and opened them, I enjoyed them. Then I went back and bought a few Metazoo Nightfall boxes. And I probably ended up paying too much for those because they've dropped down quite a bit recently. And that set, there's only 50,000 boxes, I think. And they've kind of said they're only doing the one print run, so they're all first editions. That's Nightfall right there. And then the next set that came out was Wilderness. And that, I really enjoyed that set. It was really fun to open, and a lot of really cool cards, a lot of really interesting cards to chase in that set. And the pre-order prices for Wilderness was about $120 was what I was finding. And the box prices on those have dropped down to they're now like $85-$90 a box. So I highly recommend, if you're going to buy some Metazoo boxes to open for fun, that's definitely the best deal on a first edition type box, is Wilderness. And of course these at like $75 a box is a great deal. I would still wait. I think Nightfall is going to keep on dropping down. I think if it gets down to like the 125 or 130 around there, I might buy another box to open. But it was over $200 whenever I bought a couple boxes, and it's dropped all the way down. Now you can get them for around 150, I think. If you're patient enough, you can find them for 150. But what was really interesting is the set I've been most looking forward to out of all of them is coming out in July, called UFO. And that one's just very interesting because I think it opens up the Metazoo audience to a whole group of new collectors. Like, there's a guy I work with who was asking me about Metazoo. I don't know why we were talking about it, but he was like, he didn't really care about some of these other sets, but the UFO set he was very interested in, and he wanted to get him some boxes of UFO just to check it out. So I know the UFO set's going to bring a bunch of new interest into the Metazoo games. But what's been very interesting to me is I was able to pre-order all the Metazoo UFO booster boxes that I could possibly want for, I think it was right around $80 a box on pre-order. And they're making just as many UFO boxes as they did Wilderness. So, very strange. And that, I think it's a great thing for someone like me, that I don't have to pay scalpers and hoarders the secondary market prices for those. But it kind of concerns me that Metazoo is not going to be around forever. And when looks like the people that are distributing the boxes, some of the gaming stores, when they're pre-selling it for $80 some a box, makes me think they don't really have much of a belief in the product. So they're just getting it because they signed up to get it, and they're just getting rid of it as soon as they can. Very interesting. And so when things like that happen, makes you think Metazoo's struggling. But they're actually, I think the gaming, the players of Metazoo, that was always the thing that was kind of down on Metazoo, was people weren't really playing the game. But I think the gameplay has picked up, and I think it's becoming more of a TCG type game and less focused on the collectors. But this is where things get frustrating. Is you would think that, oh, well, I can get some of the cool special releases of Metazoo easier now. You know, you can pre-order stuff very easily, the booster boxes and the main stuff. But stuff like this, like the Magicast Metapoo boxes and these Revive boxes and stuff like this stuff is very frustrating. Will sell out in seconds, and it's very frustrating. Like I went ahead, I wanted to get a box of this for my collection. I paid the secondary price on it, which was quite a bit more than what the release price was, and I wanted to get a box of the Magicast because the Metapoo set, or whatever it is. Anyway, both of them I had to pay more than the release price. So it fell over there. Okay, so the really cool limited Metazoo stuff, when it comes out, it gets hoarded like crazy by scalpers. And what's even more frustrating is I think Metazoo, the company, likes this, and they want their stuff to sell out in seconds. Otherwise, if they wanted to actually make people happy and help other people get the stuff, they would limit people from the purchases that they buy. Instead, and also, they have no bot protection on their website. Like, you go to Topps.com or almost any other like TCG website, you have to show that you're not a bot. You know, those little things where you have to pick the certain pictures of, you know, select all the pictures that have a stoplight in or whatever. Bot protection. There is zero bot protection on the Metazoo marketplace website where these special sets go on sale. And there's also, from what I can tell, no limits. Like, someone can go in and let's say there's 1,000 of a certain, let's say that, I don't know how many there were of these, let's say there was 1,000. Someone could go in and buy 500 of them, boom. That's why they're selling out in like 5 seconds and giving people that aren't bots or just normal people zero chance of getting the cool stuff. And it's very frustrating. And every time this happens, you know, to me, it makes me, you know, say, forget it, and I'd go look at something else. So all they're doing when they do stuff like that is hurting their own products long term. And yeah, they make the people that are the hoarders and the people scalping all the product happy because they get all control of the really cool releases and can charge stupid prices for them. And I'm part of the problem. I went and bought a secondary price on both those two boxes. You know, that's the reason why I don't have a Metazoo first edition box. Even though they made 25,000 of those boxes, the people that hoarded all the boxes and basically, bought them all up, instantly. I mean, they control that market, and it's very annoying, and it drives people away from wanting to get into Metazoo. So, some really frustrating things and some really cool things about Metazoo. But, so, it's kind of hard to gauge where Metazoo is. Are they actually doing good, or is it just people hype machining it up, or are there actually people actually enjoy the stuff? And another thing that I've found with Metazoo stuff is, okay, this might sound weird, but I think the set that comes out after UFO, I think UFO is going to be huge. It's going to bring a lot of people into the Metazoo world or whatever, into wanting to collect the cards. The next set after that, I think, is going to drive a lot of people out. The next set is called Seance, and where a lot of these sets are cool, like based around Bigfoot, based around, some other cool stuff. Some sets built around UFOs, interesting subjects. But that set is going to drive some people out, I think. I'm not too excited about the set Seance. One thing that is a little bit weird is their set was originally called Ouija. So I'm sure you guys know about Ouija boards and stuff like that. Very, creepy, and kind of getting into areas that I don't really super like. So I don't know if they're going to be expanding their influence or whatever, expanding their market when they do a set like that, or if they're going to be cutting a lot of the people that do like Metazoo out of it, where they're kind of going where other people don't really want the game to go. So it'll be very interesting to see what goes on there. I haven't even decided if I'm going to pre-order any of that set when it comes out. I might have to wait and see attitude with that one. But I'm very excited about UFO. Don't get me wrong. I just wish they would kind of keep it, less dark, I guess I would say. Even though Metazoo is plenty dark, it doesn't have to go darker. I mean, there's a lot of really dark subject matters in Metazoo already. But, I mean, I have no interest in Magic the Gathering. That's more of a darker type set that deals with more of those type of things. I have no interest in that game and never have. But Metazoo seemed more like a more fun, and the cryptid creatures are really cool. They have a lot of lore, and then some. If they go start veering towards more of Magic the Gathering type material, and they're going to lose some of their audience, I think. So, anyway, that's my thoughts on this. Maybe a little bit controversial video, more than normal. That's fine. I just like giving my thoughts. What are your thoughts? That's the important thing. What do you guys think? If you're watching this, you obviously have some interest in Metazoo. What do you think of their current state right now? Are they doing good? I think they're doing good in certain ways, and then they're kind of lacking in other ways that might hurt them long term. Are you excited for UFO? I'm definitely going to be opening a box of that on the channel. Can't wait. And I definitely have my pre-order in. I got me a pre-order of the event box. I got a pre-order of the spell book and all the theme decks. So very exciting to see how those look. And I'm sure there'll be other awesome. That is one thing that Metazoo does like nobody else, is have awesome secret rare cards and chase cards in the boxes, which, I mean, no one does it better than Metazoo when it comes to that. So put in your comments. And hey, what do you think of the sets coming up after UFO? Seance. Do you think that's going to be a set that builds their audience more, or is it going to kind of shrink it down? And you know what? Pokemon's done that for years and years and years. They'll come out with a set that has all new Pokemon. You would think, you know, that might, you know, cause their audience to shrink, and it has before. Certain eras of Pokemon, there weren't a lot of people collecting or playing because they just didn't feel like the original game. Like they kind of veered off a little bit. But they're back now stronger than ever. So, I mean, this is the kind of thing that the trading card games do. They change things up a lot. They gain collectors or players, lose some. It's just the metamorphosis of TCG games. Anyway, thank you for watching. This video has gone on long enough, I think. Anyway, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Later.